Okay. I wanted to mention, before we transition into our next session, our next plenary session, which will be the last session of our conference, I wanted to mention that there are other books that might be of interest to the listeners who are getting this streaming of this Congress, or who are seeing a later version of it, and that might be of interest to you. The first one is by Robert Delfino and Matt Fradd. That's Does God Exist? Okay, with a Socratic dialogue on the 5 ways of Thomas Aquinas, about which Peter Kreeft has said, "I love the dialogues. They are engaging, not boring, not difficult for beginners, and effectively wise. The authors accomplished what I tried in the chapter on the 5 ways in my yes and no much better than I did." The recommendation from Peter Kreeft, I think, is describes the book exceptionally well. And so if this is published by En route Books and Publishing, Books and Media, and so you can find it online, as well as a bunch of other academic books, 3 of which include works by me. I don't have copies of 2-volume, A Not So Elementary Christian Metaphysics, and another volume on the moral psychology of St. Thomas Aquinas. And we have another work here from Professor Richard Fafara on Etienne Gilson. I'd like to show you the copy of here. From the Pontifical Institute of Medieval Studies in Toronto, Canada. This was a presentation given by Richard on Etienne Gilson, Formation and Accomplishment. And this was the Gilson lecture, very prestigious lecture, as many people are aware, given by Dr. Fafara. So I recommend you get this. Contact the Institute for a copy of it. And contact, once again, En route Books and Publishing, not only for the books I mentioned to you, but also they have a series of academic works that you might find of interest. And I suspect that the publisher will be happy that we've made note of that, since the publisher has been very helpful to us in supporting this conference. I also want to mention the terrific help that we have received in putting together the conference technically, not only from Robert Delfino, but also from Peter DeMarco's Priority Thinking Institute, and John Lyle, especially, in putting our terrific program together for the Congress. Now we're going to have a break, and we will come back. Yes, we're going to be back on 4. Well, somewhere between 4 and 4:30, we'll be back.
I just want to say, John Lyle did all the hard work organizing the program.
Yeah, John Lyle did. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Show it once again, John Lyle, from the Priority Thinking Institute. If you need something like this done, contact John. I don't know whether he wants to branch off into doing this formally in other organizations, but he's terrific.
And the themes of 1 and 0s everywhere, because it's a digital world, and then you have the fun,
Thank you.